Hey guys, Paul here with Two Metrics. Today I'm going to unbox this big boy. It's a 5 horsepower dust collector. The FLUX5 is the model number from Laguna. And I'm going to just walk through the unboxing process, give you a couple highlights and observations from the setup. But I'm going to come back in a couple weeks and I'll do a deep dive on this and really get into the feature set for you. I don't know enough about this yet, so I'm going to spend a couple weeks with it before I really get into the details. But what I know about it now is it's a large unit, 5 horsepower, lots of air movement, 8-inch air inlet, which is large. And I would say that it has some unique attributes from what I can tell in the Laguna lineup. For one, it's not a cyclone. It uses a different air dust separation process. It has some automation around the filtration cleaning and automatic maintenance on the unit. So for now, let's just set this bad boy up and see what we find. All right, before I cut into the main body of the packaging, I'm just going to take off the loose pieces. We've got a manual and a remote control, which is great, very handy. Dust bag. It's like the 8-inch dust port. And then components for the barrel. And I'll show a couple shots from assembling that as I go. I've done those before. I really like the barrel system that Laguna uses on these. Okay, now I'll just kind of open up the main unit. I can see that the legs are shrink wrapped to the outside, so I'm just going to be careful as I open that up so that they don't fall out and hit me. All right, very heavy steel legs. Appears to be part of the drum system. I'm guessing that's the bottom of the drum. All right, this is the rear of the unit. And the front of the unit. So a lot of the assembly is already done. So I think there's probably a couple hours worth of work in assembling this. But for the most part, I like that there's a lot of assembly already done. So big project in assembling, I believe, is going to be leaning this over probably on my assembly table and attaching the legs, because it is a heavy unit, and so that's going to be a 2-person job. All right, my son and I flipped the dust collector over onto the bench, exposing the bottom, making it easier to attach the legs, so that's what I'm doing now. All right, that's it on the legs. Now we're going to just get it tipped back up and work on the drum.
You know, a pretty good portion of the overall assembly time is spent assembling the drum. And it's not difficult. There are just a lot of fasteners involved with doing this. Now here I'm attaching the rim of the drum, and there are a good number of screws that hold that solid. This really stiffens up the entire drum, and you can see that wide surface on the top. That's where it attaches and seals to the foam ring inside the unit. Now this is a really important step, sealing all of the seams with silicone. The silicone is provided with the FLUX5 from Laguna, and you just need to go around the perimeter and make sure you seal everything up really well. And this will make sure that you're getting maximum efficiency from your dust collection system. Next, I'll assemble the insert that goes inside of the dust collection bag to prevent it from getting sucked up into the filter. Now I'm installing some sealer. This just goes around the intake port. And this will allow you to seal it up solidly when you install the intake port. This is an important step, again, to maximize the efficiency of your dust collection system. And when you're installing the port, be sure to tighten up the fasteners in a star pattern so that they lay down solidly, just like if you're changing a tire.
All right, one thing to keep in mind is that the FLUX5 is a big unit and does not come with a power cord on it. So you're going to either hardwire it into your electrical system, or what I've done is I wired on actually a 25-foot extension cord. I wouldn't suggest that. That's a very long cord, but I'm going to be moving it around my shop as I'm doing some testing for the deep dive video, so I needed that flexibility. What you're going to want to do is figure out the length and either do a short power cord or hardwire it, which would be better. You're going to use 10 gauge wire on a 30 amp circuit, so if you are a little bit iffy on what you're doing with electricity, hire an electrician and give you that peace of mind. I used a very high quality power cord with a heavy insulated wrap on it that I found. I had to look at a couple different home centers to find one. I found this at Menards, and then I used a power plug that I found there as well. So use good stuff, do not skimp on this, and again, if you're iffy about it, just hire an electrician and get it done right. All right, now I'm going to go just plug this in, fire it up, see what we have. All right, it's plugged in, moment of truth, got the remote control, I'm going to fire it up, see how it sounds. All right, that about wraps up the unboxing and assembly process. Just a couple initial observations. First, assembly process was very straightforward. It's a heavy unit, so it does require a couple extra bodies to lay it down and get the legs on and hoist it back up. So make sure that you line up some young, strong friends to help you with that. In terms of the overall observations of the feature set, I would say first, build quality, very good. Key features I think that set this apart, one, the small footprint, a 3 foot by 3 foot footprint, very, very compact for a dust collector of this size, for a 5 horsepower unit. I think that the fact that it has an 8-inch duct on it, if you want to run big ducting in your shop, this is going to move some air. I'll look at that in the next video and measure that airflow, but that tells me that this unit is capable of moving some air. The CFM output is over 3,000, which is significant. That's the factory rating on it. I'll see what it does with 6-inch ducting in the deep dive. And then I guess finally, probably my favorite feature, anyone who's emptied a barrel on a dust collection system of any kind, whether it's a single stage or a cyclone, they're notoriously a pain. Laguna has done such a great job with this cool design where it slides in, automatically locks, and secures it and seals it to a foam ring under the drum. I just love that. And then also the self-cleaning filter. So you saw when I fired it up, after it cycles down, and I believe every few minutes while it's running, it goes through and knocks the dust off the filter into the barrel, keeping your CFM performance up to peak. So it's really a kind of a set it and forget it kind of operation, plus the easy barrel emptying. I like all that. So come back and check out the deep dive. I'll do that. Hopefully in the next few weeks I'll have that posted where I'll do airflow measurements, sound output. I'll run some different debris through it, see how it does, cleaning that filter out and so forth. So meanwhile, feel free to ask any questions down below and I will answer whatever I can, and hope you'll subscribe to the Tool Metrics channel. I do a lot of power tool videos, woodworking, and wood turning. Thanks for watching. Take care.